Nicholas Ayers, and welcome to our bi-weekly live stream here on my YouTube channel here at Major League Video Marketing, where I'm going to show you point blank how to use YouTube ads to grow your brand, grow your business, and grow your bottom line. I am a firm believer, if you're brand new to the channel, that YouTube ads are a fantastic way to generate leads of people who are actually interested in wanting to buy something from you. And what I attempt to do here on these live streams is I want to show you, I want to pull the curtain back a little bit, because I know that it could be a challenge for most people to get started with YouTube ads. So if you're brand new here, do me a favor, start commenting in the chat. Let me know where you're from. I'm going to hit refresh on my screen just to make sure that we're good here, that this is actually working. So bear with me. I think we're good. So let me just scroll down here and just double check just on my live stream to see if this is actually popular. Well, I see we got 7 viewers so far, so I'm going to assume that we are good. Again, if you're brand new here, if you're just joining us, do me a favor as we get started. We're going to do some preliminary stuff. We're not going to go too long because I do want to get into the meat of it. If you have questions, I want you to let me know where you're from. What's up, Dan? What's up, Rob? Hope you guys are doing well. Can you guys all hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Rob says we're perfect, loud and clear. Great, that's confirmation. That's all I need to know. Again, in this video, we're going to go soup to nuts on building a life insurance ad. We've generated ourselves, and we've worked with other people. We've seen tens of thousands of life insurance leads generated everywhere from Alaska to New York, from Florida to, I already said Alaska, so I'll go Washington State. That's the other northwest part of the country. So, and everywhere in between. And I'm going to show you how to do that here. We're going to write a script. We're going to write one here on this video. And I'm going to show you how to actually create your ad and go there. What's going on? Dane, what's going on? Pete, Norris Financial, Leon Johnson. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Share this on your social channels. Let people know if you have other people that need to be here. Make sure you get them involved as well. We're going to make just a couple quick announcements. Number one, if you are curious on how any of this is working, feel free to post in the, let me actually go here. Feel free to post in the chat here your questions. If you're watching this on a replay, feel free to do that as well. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. And, you know, I want to make sure that this actually works for you. Some people will say, Nick, why would you show people this stuff? And it's very simple, honestly. I want people to win. I have no qualms about sharing a lot of content because I want people who are watching it to have success. I know that for most people, getting started is hard and implementation is tough. And so I want to make sure that you guys are set up to win. And I firmly believe that. I believe a lot in our channel. I believe a lot in what we do as insurance agents. And I want to make sure that you guys have those tools at your disposal. All right, I see Brent here. Great. So first thing we're going to talk about is the most important aspect of any video. And it's where we're going to spend some time. And I'm actually going to, I need you guys' participation on this because this is how this is going to work. We're going to write our script. So we're going to write the script. We're going to start there. We're going to spend time on that because I believe that the most important aspect of your video, of your ad, is not the video itself, really. It's not how it looks. It's not really the targeting either, but it's actually the words that you say on camera. It's the script. And so I want that. So the first thing that I want us to start off with is we're gonna answer some questions. And here's how we're going to move. So we're gonna go through a framework. This framework has, I believe, 11 questions, if memory serves me right, 11 different questions that we're gonna use to build our script and to write it out. And so what I need from you guys is I need you guys to tell me really quick. I want us, you know, for those of you who are writing life insurance, you're talking to prospects every single day. I want you to identify what is the ideal self that your customer, your life insurance customer has when they think about themselves. How do they want to be known? And if you guys just put the start in the, I want you guys to just start answering the chat. I'm gonna just pick some out that I think look good, and I'm gonna, probably write it out a little bit, and then we're gonna have a completed product. It's gonna be like Martha Stewart when she cooks on her show. She puts everything in a bowl, she puts it in the oven, and voila, it's there. And that's how I want it to be. So if we could start off by answering this question, and just put this in the chat. How do you think your customers, how do you think they want to be known? Known to their peers, known to their family, known from an outside perspective? How is it that they want to be known? And I'm going to give this just a few seconds. If we don't come up with an answer, then I'm going to go with my own. But I really want your guys' involvement on this. So answer this first question. Jason says, someone who took care of things. I think that's a great start, right? We get life insurance because we don't want to be we don't want to be thought of as a bum to our family. We don't want to be thought of as some slacker who didn't do stuff right for the people that we loved. What else do we got? Someone who cares. Okay. Cares about what? What do they care about, Brent? What is it that they are actually caring about? And this framework will work great for any script you guys write, by the way. It doesn't just have to be for life insurance, but how do they really want to be known? They want to be known as responsible. Okay, so they want to be known as responsible. I'm going to just write some of this stuff down here. And give me more. I'm looking for a little bit more here. So when I think about it, real, like, perspective-wise, we all desire to be known as a certain way, even if it's not true. We want people to think of us and think of us as a certain light. So I like responsible. I like the fact that someone who took care of things. I think that's tangible. That's great, but it doesn't really satisfy an internal feeling. So we want to be known as breadwinners, people with loved ones who depend on them. Okay, so we want to be thought of as breadwinners. All right, I'm gonna go with change your. Do you want to change your family tree? Leave a legacy. Financially responsible. Awesome. This is good. Cares about family. Most common answer is, I want to leave some money behind for my kids. Smart. Well off. Wanted to set up a legacy. I think these are great. So I'm just going to plug some of these in here. We're going to go through it. I want you guys, as I'm writing stuff out, we're going to go through a completed product at the end. But I just want us to start answering this question. So we're going to leave this one. We're going to go to number 2. We already know that the mechanism to achieve that is life insurance. Taking care of the ones that love you, needing affordable life insurance. So we're gonna go ahead and just assume that is the mechanism for how people are gonna obtain what it is that they want to be known for. Now I want us to really spend time as I write this out here. I want you guys to start plugging in the chat. What are the external problems that people have when it comes to getting life insurance? When they think about it, what is the problem that they're trying to solve for? And what is the objection that they sometimes get? It could be cost. It could be that they don't think that they qualify. It could be that they've tried it before. What is the external problem that keeps them from getting this mechanism? I'm going to check the chat here in just a moment, but I'm going to fill in some of the blanks here, and I want you guys to answer this question. What are the external problems? Go ahead and just put that in the chat. We're going to go over this in just a moment, but I want us to answer these questions first because I kind of have a template already built out that's just going to allow us to save some time. All right. So let's see here. What are some of the problems? See, the family still can carry on, live on the same house. Cost or premium, Aiden says. Price, health issues, hassle to get. They don't have the time. Chris, those are great. Those are great reasons. Money, health, trust in product. Want to be sure that they're getting the best deal. Also really, really strong. Fear of a medical exam. It's a really tangible, thing people are afraid of. I don't like needles. Health issues, too expensive. Have it through work. Okay, great. So So now that we think about this, I'm going to go now to the next thing. Those are the first three questions. What I really want us now to focus in on, now that we have that, is how does that external problem, how does that make them feel? How do they feel because of that? So let's go with the fact that they can't afford it, or that they have health issues, they don't qualify. How does that person that's wanting to be responsible, wanting to be thought of as a wise father or, a good dad, how does it make them feel internally that they can't afford it, that they can't qualify for it? How does that what is the internal problem that they now have to deal with? I see some more external problems. You can always do it tomorrow. You don't have a trustworthy agent. Don't know where to go. Overanalyzing. Pre-existing conditions. All really, really strong. But now that we have those external problems, and we know that they want something. They want to be known for something, right? Let's frame that first. They want to be known for something. There's a way to get it. They have this problem that stands in the way. How does that problem make them feel? Makes them feel defeated, inferior. These are strong. Confused, frustrated, sad. I really like your example, Eric. Defeated. That is strong. I mean, as a father, 2 boys, my wife is a stay-at-home mom. It would make me feel like human garbage if something happened to me, and who's gonna take care of my family? I would feel defeated. I would feel like garbage. I'm gonna write that in. But while I'm doing that, because I know there's a little bit of delay here on the video, I want you guys to answer number 5. What is the philosophical belief? What is your belief? Why do you solve this problem? Well, we know you like to sell the policies because you get paid. But what is the philosophical reason that you have for solving this problem? I'm gonna continue working on my script here. We're gonna show it at the end. But what is the philosophical reason that you have for not wanting people to feel this way? For wanting to help people become what it is that they desire to become? Why do you do this? Is it because you believe... What belief do you have? Is it because you believe that every family needs to have life insurance? Because your own experience, you know that people without life insurance struggle the most, and you want to help people solve that? What is the philosophical reason that you have that you want people to avoid this? I'm going to fill in my question in here. I'm going to chat a little bit while I do it so there's no dead air. But go ahead and do that. Fill that in. And this makes you feel defeated. I love that word. Defeated. All right. So we have the internal problem is that they feel defeated, they feel frustrated, they feel embarrassed. JC says. Now I want to know, what is the philosophical reason? So Martial Arts Connector says it's just the fact that they're being taken care of and won't be left financially devastated. Offer the least expensive financial securities available to protect your family with the largest rate of return. But, okay, so Norris, I think this is great here. This is a good exercise. I'm going to push back on that a little bit. Why? 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 I mean, I'm sure that could have been achieved in a number of different ways. Why are you doing this? It's truly easy to get an affordable peace of mind. Those are the philosophical reasons you guys have for wanting to do this. This is the reason why you do this and not dig ditches. I mean, I want to push back on the thought because I feel like we need to exercise our brain a little bit here. What's the philosophical reason that you guys have for wanting to solve this problem? Is it because you believe that everybody should have access to it? What is the belief system that you have? I'll give you an illustration. I got my life license in 2009. So my first life insurance policy in 2009. And I was already in the insurance industry. Just to give you some context. I was already in the insurance industry, had been for 4 years at that time. And my mother overnight became a widow. My stepfather died. Heart attack, died instantly. And it was devastating. It was hard. It was hard. And I'm sure you guys have either, you either know someone who's been in that scenario, or maybe you've been in it yourself. And I started going through his documents, trying to help my mom out, and came across their life insurance policy. And he died in his, I think it was early 60s. And I'm not experienced with life insurance. I know car and home, but I don't really know life. I go through his life insurance policy and I see that the face amount is 10 grand. And that hit me because I realized 10 grand, that doesn't go far at all. And so I had a belief system that started to rise up in me that led me to get my license. And I said, it's not right. Now, I wasn't trying to throw guilt on them, but I didn't want anybody else to go through that. I was going to sell life insurance to my customers already being in the industry because I believed it was the right thing to do. And it was right that they had enough. They had enough. They had access to it. So that was my philosophical reason for getting it. And for some of you, there are reasons why you got into this business other than just the money could be good. So let's see here. Personal experience of seeing a family member not have it? Yes. Eric, same thing. Or very close to it. Belief that your family will be okay after you're gone. GoFundMe is not a plan. Perfect. Yeah, there's some good ones. I think we're really starting to get into it. Seeing that people aren't planning for the future to help families have an avenue to create generational wealth and leave legacies. Okay, this is good. Let me go up just a little bit. So people don't have financial devastation after an extreme emotional loss. I like that, Norris Financial. That is strong. Let me see. Let me just scroll up and see if there's something I'm not missing here. Let's see. Peace of mind. Okay. I think we're good here. So I'm going to go with this here. I'm gonna do kind of a mixture of what JC and Norris Financial said. And so while I do that, I want you guys, I'm going to fill in my template here that we're going to go over at the end. We have 11 questions here. So we're almost through this. I want you to tell me what gives you the right or the authority. So what I mean by that, this could be simple. I'll give you an example. This would be a toss-up, a gimme. I'm going to use JC as an example, and we're going to call his agency JC Moore Insurance. At JC Moore Insurance, we've been helping families avoid financial devastation and leave generational wealth to their family for years to come, and we've been doing this for the last 20 years. So what we want to do here is we want to display what gives us the right to talk about this. What gives us the right to present a solution here? Who are we, right? What's our authority? So I'm going to let you guys kind of word whatever you want to word here. Give me an example. I'm just going to pull one out there. I'm going to update the sheet here. Leave. I'm just typing this in. Go ahead and answer that question there. This is a good little exercise. I wish you guys can see me right on screen. I would show you what I write on screen, but I write like I write like my 7-year-old out there, and it's constantly, I rely on spell check. I should have access to. All right. The reserve for final demonstration. Perfect. All right. So, what gives us the right here? So Rob says, helped over 4,000 families create more secure and predictable retirement and plan for life's unknowns. Great. Cool. So I'm just going to go with we understand the right responsibility. So essentially what we want to do here in this framework when you're writing this out is we want to display authority, but there's a fine line, especially when you talk about a topic like life insurance. There's a fine line where you can kind of come off poor. We don't want to do that. The good thing about YouTube ads is it's very brand facing. It's brand focused. And that should help you. That should help you in the sales process. And perception can be reality. So we don't want to give people the perception that we're D-bags. We just don't want to do that. So we want to make sure we have a good balance of displaying authority, but also showcasing some empathy. So what this can look like is, we understand the weight and responsibility you must feel as a parent. Trust us, we have kids of our own, and we deal with families all the time. In fact, we've been working with families in the greater, I'll use Louisiana, the greater Louisiana area for the past 15 years. We know what it's like to see parents not take the steps needed in order to guarantee their family's financial future, and they end up leaving them a massive burden that's going to overwhelm them and devastate them. And we don't want to see that happen to you. You see how you can mix in a good amount of authority building, showcasing the fact that you are, you didn't just get this job yesterday, and you have empathy for what it's like, what they're feeling, what the problem is that they're dealing with on the inside. You're speaking to the emotional reasons that they have for pulling a trigger either way. And this is important on whatever ad you run for YouTube, because it's important that you have a brand-facing platform where they see you, they hear you, they can read your mannerisms, they can hear your voice. You don't just want to be like, get life insurance because you'd be a dick not to. Right? Whether you said that or not, you want to make sure they don't interpret it that way. And so you want to showcase a level of empathy. And this is an empathetic job. If you've ever delivered a check for a death benefit, you know how emotional this could be. So we want to display those levels of empathy throughout the entire process. It'll help you. It will help you. And I know that you're watching this, you already feel that. You feel that. Yes, it's a rewarding job, but you feel a sense of duty and obligation. And so let's make sure we display that. Okay, so I'm going to say we understand the weight of responsibility. We've been helping. I'm going to just use a state. I'm going to use Louisiana. You can, if you're multiple state, we work with a lot of agents who have licenses in multiple states. You don't have to say the state area. In fact, I'll probably take it out because I know most, it seems to be most agents don't work in just one state. We've been helping families get affordable life insurance. We've been helping families get, I'm just going to leave it very simple like that. Now what we're going to do is we are going to showcase, in fact, let me go to the next screen here. We're working our way through it. I promise we're going to show you how to build it, but like I said, this is the most important part. If you don't got this right, it don't matter what you do on the back end. It does not matter. This is important. This is the most important aspect of your ad, is this. Number 7 is, can you prove it? So hopefully you have proof. And the reason why proof is so important is you're talking about things like financial devastation, making sure that they have peace of mind, making sure that they're thought of as a responsible adult. Well, can you prove that? Can you prove that that's how this actually works? Because if you don't, if you can't, well, then the whole thing kind of unravels. And so we want to make sure we showcase a certain level of proof that when we're saying these things, we have examples, illustrations that we can go back to where it makes sense, where it ties a knot in what we're saying, and it gives validation and validity to you being on camera, to your authority, to your offer, to what you're claiming is the case. And so after that, you want to give them the next steps. Here's the best way I can illustrate this. You've probably been in a situation like I have where you've walked into a restaurant of any kind, like it's usually fast dining, fast casual like a Chipotle or something like that. And you walk up to the counter, and they all have 3 steps: step 1, step 2, step 3. And there's a proven method on why that's important, because it's easy for people to understand. It's a great way to bring education, to make it very simple for people to know what to do. And so you want to give people next steps. And these next steps, I like to do it in 3. I take the, the Chipotle route. Do it in 3 steps and do step 1, step 2, step 3. So that can sound a lot like, here's how you get affordable life insurance. Step 1, click on the button directly below. Step 2, answer a few preliminary questions. And step 3, see affordable rates that you can apply for instantly. Right? We've given them a plan. You want to give them a plan of attack. And you need to make it simple. When I talk to insurance agents, they can tend to make things not simple, right? And I understand, right? Because we talk like insurance agents. But you want to make it simple and easy for the viewer to grasp. You need to make sure that there's no friction in the brain of the people that are actually watching this. And so you need to make your steps easy. And so step 1, click on the button directly below. Doesn't get much simpler than that. Step 2, answer a few preliminary questions, a few basic questions. See if and step 3, if you qualify, see the affordable rates that you can gain, that you can get access to immediately. I'm just reading some of the comments here. So let's see. All right. Yes, Norris Financial says Louisiana has the best food in the world. It is good. I don't know about best. It is good. It was good. They have the worst coffee, though, by the way. Worst coffee. I would put San Francisco up there, honestly. It depends on what you like. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Now what we need to do is, once we tell them what the steps are, we need to introduce the stakes. You ever seen a movie and the hero in the movie or the story has to make a decision? He has to undo the wiring to the bomb, or this blows up, or he's got to make a decision. He's got to choose what he's going to do. That's the same thing you need to introduce in the mind of the viewer. You need to introduce what happens if they ignore this, because you have to remember, they may never see your ad again. They might, but they may never. There's a greater possibility, depending on what you're going to spend on YouTube ads, there's a greater possibility that they'll never see your ad. And so you need to introduce stakes. You need to introduce what happens if they ignore it. If you don't do this, the bomb blows up and Gotham City is destroyed. Right? So you need to introduce a level of urgency, and you need to introduce what is happening on the negative side if they don't. So, if they want to be a responsible person, if by doing this, this will put an end to the anxiety that you suffer with by not being able to take care of your family like you want to. I want you to introduce stakes. Stakes meaning, not the food, but you get the idea. Introduce what happens if they ignore this. And you want to be careful. You don't want to make it, if you ignore this, you're basically a bum. You don't want to do that. But you want to make it something that, again, speaks to the internal feeling that they have. We want to put an end to that internal struggle. The life insurance policy, the policy itself, that's the Band-Aid. That's the external solvent. But what that does is when they have it, then it calms the internal problems that they have. And you and I will always make decisions that solve internal problems. We buy external things to solve internal problems. That's just whether it's food or whether it's clothes or it's homes or whether it's life insurance. So I want you to speak, when you think about the stakes, speak to it and make it congruent with the internal struggle that they have. Right? We want to put an end to this. We want to rescue them from this. We want them to be delivered from all of that. So remember that when you are introducing the stakes. And then on the flip side, after you do that, let them know what happens if they succeed. We don't want to go totally negative. Let them know that, hey, but if you take action right now, then it's going to put an end to that level of anxiety that you have. It's going to put an end to you feeling like you're not doing enough as a new father. Right? That could be powerful. Show them what happens if they succeed. And then lastly, give them the call to action. Call to action is very important. So click on the button directly below. And when you do, answer the questions. And we're going to see which options are going to be best for you. We're going to give you the best policy at the best rate possible. We're going to help you XXX. So give them a call to action. Tell them exactly what to do. People will do exactly what you tell them to do. If you make it hard, if you make it confusing, if you make it something that's too complicated, if you make it something that's too much of a commitment, they're going to bounce. So don't do that. It's a very simple ask to click on the button directly below and answer a few short questions. That's a lot easier of an ask than answer the button below and put in your credit card information. That's a lot more commitment at that point. You know, we don't want to. We're not trying to score on the first date here. We need to ease our way into the opportunity, if you know what I mean. So give them a very simple call to action. So I actually let's go over the script here. Let me let's see. I'm gonna pick on JC here, only because he's an Alabama football fan and they deserve all the mockery and scorn that they get. And JC Moore Insurance. All right, so great. Let me share my screen here, and this will hopefully make some sense to you guys. Let's do. All right, so I'm gonna just read this off. I'm gonna give this just a brief second. I'm gonna check the chat here, see if there's anything that I might have missed. I see we got 30 people watching live. That's fantastic. While I'm waiting for the stream to catch up here, do me a huge favor. If you're not subscribed to the channel, would you do me a favor? Hit subscribe. It would really, really help me out. It helps out the channel. Like the video. Be fantastic. I would appreciate that, guys. But subscribe and let's do that. Okay, so here we go. At JC Moore Insurance, we know that you want to be known as a responsible husband and father to your family. That's their ideal self. In order to do that, you need affordable burial insurance. You can say life insurance, burial insurance, whatever the mechanism is. I'll let you guys have fun with that. The problem is you think you don't qualify, or worse, you believe you can't afford it. It's the external problem, and this makes you feel defeated and frustrated. The internal problem. See, we believe every person should have access to affordable life insurance that prevents their families from financial devastation when they die. That's the philosophical belief. We understand the weight of this responsibility. Empathy. We've been helping families get affordable life insurance for years. You guys can drag that out a little bit more. I was just trying to be quick. That's the authority. It could be a senior. Seniors like Addie in Tennessee who, and there's your proof. Here's how you can get affordable life insurance. Step 1, click on the button directly below. Step 2, answer a few preliminary questions. And step 3, see affordable rates that you can apply for instantly. This will put an end to the stress and anxiety of not wanting to be a burden to your family when you die. Those are the stakes. Instead, you'll be a wise hero, or you can see a responsible hero who left a legacy for their families. That's the desired outcome. So click on the button directly below and get affordable life insurance today. Now, I'm going to leave this on the screen for a little bit, but I'm going to continue to talk through it for just a moment. You can draw some of these out just a little bit. Like when you put in your proof, that should be, a good 10 to 15 seconds. So this ad's going to be drawn out. When this ad is done, it's probably going to be anywhere from 1:30 to 2.5 minutes long, just depending on how you drag some of it out. But you don't want to go on and go on and go on. You want to get to the point. You want to, land the plane a little bit. But don't be afraid to add a little bit in the proof. Don't be afraid to add a little bit into the call to action, because that's really, really critical that they know exactly what to do and that you're telling them to do it. You're leading them to do it. So this is a script that just basically using what you guys came up with, we tried to just plug and play a little bit. This is a script that anybody can use for their next life insurance ad. And you can run this video to your targeted audience. I'm going to show you how to do the targeting here. Third, we're going to go to kind of the landing page next, but we're going to set up the targeting and we're going to go that route. And this could work for you. This would be a great addition to that. Yeah. Aiden says instantly is powerful. I believe you've got to show instant results, and I'm going to show you how we do that. The more instant gratification you can give somebody, the more that they feel like they can escape the level of pain that they have now, the better. So that's why I like using words like instantly. It's a powerful word. You're absolutely right, Aiden. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this here, and we're going to talk a little bit about... Again, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat here. I'm going to give this just a moment while I we're going to kind of do that. How would you end it if we don't offer instant rates? I don't know. I offer instant rates. People want instant gratification. Don't you? Don't you? And so I'll show you how we do that. Do you have the old life insurance in your guide? Okay, great. All right, so again, if you guys have questions, put them in the chat. I'm going to answer them as I see them. I'm going to take some intentional pauses here just so that I can kind of go up and see what I might have missed, because I want to make sure you guys get this. But are there any questions on the script itself? Again, it's about I would say that's a framework that works 95%. You know, you're going to have to add your 5%. You're going to have to add your little bit of, you know, emerald. Bow! You're going to have to do a little bit of that. But if I was running that, I can use that script. It fits how I talk. I do want to be intentional about some of the words, like Aiden said. I use words like instantly as much as I can, because that creates a lot of interest and that brings people through. What's up, Stinky Potatoes? Glad you're here, man. So, Stinky Potatoes is a long-time listener. Glad he's here. So let me go ahead now and let's talk a little bit about the landing page. I'm gonna make sure I didn't time out of my logins here, and let's see here. Great. So what I do, and I put a link to this down below, is I use Ninja Quoter. Ninja Quoter is a company that allows me to provide instant rates based on some questions. So let me go ahead and share my screen. If you want to know more about instant or Ninja Quoter, then you can certainly check that out by going to the link below. It is an affiliate link. I will be very honest with you. They don't pay me a lot, but hey, I use it. I've been using it long before it was ever an affiliate link. I've been using Ninja Quoter for over a year now, and I just got the link 3 days ago. So I believe in the product. It's a great product. But I'll give you the back end first. Like, this is what it looks like. Like, this is a landing page. It's very simple. This is for living benefits. And I have a Ninja Quoter widget right here. So this is my widget, and you can just build it out. They make it very, very simple. And the reason why I like Ninja Quoter over other products that I've seen when I was evaluating is Ninja Quoter gives me the ability to segment audiences. So it gives me the ability and the control to segment my audiences, and I think that is powerful. Yes, JC Moore, so the rates are instant. So when they click on this, they see instant rates. So you can kind of customize your widget here, and then you can kind of see what results look like. So when they apply, this is what it looks like. You can see different carriers for 10-year, 15, 25, 30 lifetime, and then they can apply. This is why it's powerful, and this is why I like YouTube ads for life insurance, because the person that sees the ad goes to the landing page, applies for a premium after they see the price. And so to kind of help you out, Norris, one of the questions you had is what would you do if you don't offer instant rates? Because maybe you offer a product that isn't like term. And I think if you're the same person, this might have been a question that I might have answered for you last week. Sell them whatever you want. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. Sell them whatever you want. If you get them coming in the door for term, you can sell them term. Or you can do a needs analysis and see that they don't need that. That they probably need an IUL. Maybe. I mean, maybe. But sell them what they need. This is what they want. Sell them what they need. And so you can see instant rates here. They can apply for it. You can plug your carriers in. And then, from there, they enter in their information. And this is what I do. When they fill this out, this is what I call a lead. So they saw my ad. They enter their information. They see results. They apply. They fill this out. I count that a lead. Right? And so that then goes into my sales process. I'm not going to spend time telling you guys how to run your CRM. I'm not going to tell you how to do your automations or your contact or your sales. We're not doing any of that today. I'm just showing you how we generate life insurance leads. Okay? So they fill this information out. They get a thank you page. So one thing I think is powerful, and I'll just kind of go through this here. So I can put in my Facebook pixel. I could put in my global site tag, which I'm going to show you guys how to build next when we start building the ad. I can put that in here so I can segment and define where a lead is a lead. And that's powerful. That's great. And that's the tripwire you need to put inside of your ad. So I use Ninja Quarter. It's just an embeddable, it's just an embed code that you can put on any landing page. So if you got WordPress, you got anything else, just embed that there. You know, you can give it some design, which I would encourage you to do, kind of like what we do here. And you know, you can make it all work. So that is Ninja Quarter. Again, if you want more information on Ninja Quarter, you want to sign up. It's cheap. I pay $40 a month for this rating widget, and it's got full back-end analytics. I can see a full dashboard. I can see. I'm not gonna show you because it has customer information on there, but you can see all that stuff. You can see how many leads are coming in. You can see where they came in from, what widget they came in from. It's really, really, really powerful. It's 40, but I think I paid $39 a month for it. It's great. They have another one. I think it's like $70, something like that, and it gives you more options. I didn't find that I needed those personally. You might need them, but do that. But check out the link down below. Sign up. It's great. It's a great, great, great tool. I like it. And I'll throw the disclaimer out there one more time just so no one can accuse me of not being honest. I do get paid like a few bucks for every person who signs up. Hope you enjoyed the free training today. So there's that. Now, with that being said, I want to go into actually making the ad. So you've got your script, you've set up your landing page, you've got Ninja Quarter on there. They're good to go. Now we need to run traffic to that ad or to that landing page. We need to get people to the page so they can start filling out, and we get people giving us their information. We can start calling them after they saw a rate and go from there. While we're doing that, let me just check on the chat here really quick. Yes. Does it have an open API? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't use it for that. I know they have a CRM. I use my own CRM. Ninja Quarter versus long form. Ninja Quarter versus using a long form and follow up later. Yeah. So Brent, if you follow me, or if you would know that I use Survey Gizmo a lot for a lot of lead generation. I tried Survey Gizmo for life insurance. Give you some backstory. I haven't tried it in a long time. I found that Ninja Quarter just worked a lot better for life insurance. Showing people instant, like if I had an auto insurance, I sell auto insurance, I sell home insurance. If I had a way of doing that, I would do that too. If it was if it was decent enough. That's why I have to use Survey Gizmo. With this, it just performs a lot better. We get a lot more people filling it out. We get a lot more applications out of that way, and it just it converts a lot better than using surveys. In this case, we can offer only the companies we write through. Yeah, I mean, I think most companies connect to Ninja Quarter, so you just put in the companies that you're appointed with, and that would work. I think I answered that same question for Easily Hedrick Insurance and Financial. Yes, so it works with. I've only heard of one situation where someone said this carrier wasn't on there, so it works with a lot of carriers. Can you use this for Facebook ads as well? Yes. Yeah, it's just a landing page. Just a landing page. What CRM do I use? I use Better Agency. Disclaimer: I'm an owner of Better Agency. It's an insurance CRM for property and casualty insurance agents. Great. So let's get into actually building the ad. This is where a lot of people go, yes, this is the entree. It's not the entree actually. The script was the entree. We led with that first. But I'm actually going to show you now how to actually set up your ad. So when you come to your ads account in Google, it's simply ads.google.com. You're going to set up your ad account if you don't already have one. And when you create a new campaign, I make the suggestion that you should start off with leads. You have all these different objections here. You got sales, leads, website traffic, product branding consideration, brand awareness and reach, and app promotion. Or you can continue without a goal. Most people say, Nick, I want to make sales, so I'm going to go sales, 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 sales. Don't do that. Go with leads. Sales is good if you're selling a physical product like tennis shoes or apparel, and you're trying to just make online direct-to-consumer sales. For most people, that isn't the case. We need leads that we can then sell. So go to leads. When you specify video, Google knows that this is a YouTube ad. So we do video, and we're going to hit continue. And I do this every single time I show this. I always go out of order. Forgive me. I'm going to leave this open here, but press pause because for most of you guys, you're going to need to do this first. So what I want you to do is I want you to click on the little wrench. I want you to go to conversions. Open this in a new window. And I want you to create conversions. What are conversions? Conversions are it's just tripwire. It's tripwire for your ad account. And so it sends a signal back. So we're going to create a new conversion. And we're going to actually create two of them. Two of them for someone who just views our landing page and someone that actually becomes a lead. So we're going to hit website, because that's where they're coming from. We're going to specify the category as page view. Give it a name. So it could be life insurance page views. I told you guys I was horrible on the keyboard. All right. No, come on, Nick. All right. The value is we're not setting a value. It says it's not recommended. That's because we're not selling anything that has a fixed price on it. So there is no value in a conversion value. We don't care about this. We'll just leave it as count as every. And we will come down here to include in conversions, and we will turn this off. The reason we turn this off is because we don't want to count these. We don't care about these as far as optimization is concerned. Google is a machine learning platform. It learns based on what happens, right? It evolves. It's AI. So we don't want to count these because that's not what we want to optimize for. We create and continue. We're gonna install the tag, and voila, we have a conversion tag. This is your equivalent to a Facebook pixel. This is your global site tag. This is the pearl in the oyster. This is the signal that when it's tripped, sends the signal back to Google that people are doing something. We're gonna copy this, and we're gonna copy this down below, this event snippet that is called Life Insurance Views. That's what we named it. And we're going to install that in our Ninja Quarter. So I'm going to just put that in here, the whole thing. I got the whole thing in here with the different conversion tag, but I got the whole thing in here, both pieces of code. Then we're going to hit next. We are done. Let's create another one. And this is going to be for leads. So we're going to go to submit lead form. We're not going to use a value. You can give it a name so you know what it is. Life insurance leads. Now here's where it gets a little different. We're only going to count one of these bad boys. We don't want to count the lead twice. We only want to count them once. And we do want to include these in conversions. So including these in conversions are what we're going to count as a lead. People who hit the second part or wherever we want to put it in our Ninja Quarter. We create and continue. And the reason we want to count these is because whatever we put this is what Google's going to automatically optimize for. And we want it to optimize for leads. Create and continue. It's all tags, the exact same thing. You take this, which is the same on the entire account. This didn't change. This did. You see it's now called Life Insurance Leads. We're going to put that in Ninja Quarter. You can put it anywhere you want. You can put it in results. You can put it in app requests. You can put it on the thank you page. Whatever it is that you want to do. There's not a right or wrong here. But the further down you go, the less of them that you will get. Just the nature of it, because people fall out at different stages. So whatever. So you can see I put it down here. Here's mine. It's the same global site tag. It's a different conversion tag. We're good to go. All right. I know I got a little out of order there, but I forgot to do that. If you find that you have an error right here after you create conversions for the first time, just hit refresh. It's a little cheat code. Hit refresh. It will then pick up the conversions. All right. Moving on. I'm going to answer some questions here. Will this video be on your YouTube channel after today? It will be. It will be. But I hope you stay. I hope you stay. All right, continue. Now, here's where we're going to build our ad. We're going to give it first the very simple stuff. Let's give it the name. Let's call it MYL Life Insurance. And we have a bidding strategy that's automatically defaulted to maximize conversions. If you drag this down, you can see you also have target CPA. We're going to leave it on maximize conversions. You would do target CPA at a different phase. That's when you've got enough data and you're trying to optimize for something different. We talk a lot about this in our Major League Video Marketing training program, when to go to target CPA, how to leverage target CPA. It is very, very powerful when you do it right. But for right now, to start your brand new ad, let's do maximize conversions. And we're going to do a daily budget. Let's just call it, I don't know, $25 a day. Of course, I would encourage you to spend more. It just depends on the volume that you're trying to get. But the more you spend, the more you're going to get. Some people will say, I only want to spend $5 a day. Okay, you've got $5 results. So just spend some money. Get out of the mindset that you're not going to spend any money. You're on here because you want to do ads. All right, $25 a day. Networks, I'm going to click down. And I typically only run this on YouTube videos. I don't really want to run this outside of YouTube. Let's just run it on YouTube videos. Keep an eye here on this impressions. This is, it'll change as our stuff changes. Languages, I'm going to go ahead and specify that we're going to only show this to people who speak English. If you don't want to show it to people who speak English, maybe you want to show it to people who speak Spanish, make sure your video is in Spanish. It's weird that I have to tell people that, but it's going to show to people who identify to Google that they speak that language. Locations, you can drill down by country. You can also do by zip code, city, state. You can do anything. So I'm just going to do the state of Arizona. I would tell you to go as far as you possibly can. If you can write in multiple states, write in multiple states. Bigger the pond, the more fish that are in there. It's a pretty simple way of thinking about it. But if you go as big as you can. If you do telesales, it shouldn't matter. If you sell over the internet, it shouldn't matter. Excluded types and labels. I'm going to exclude this on live streaming videos and embedded YouTube videos. So if someone's streaming like this video here, if I were monetized, which I'm trying to get monetized, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch all my videos. Just put them on repeat. Just watch them. Put them in the background. Watch my 12-hour video for music with music that has 1,000 video ideas on there. Just put it on the background. Help me get monetized. Guys, I'm trying to make money from YouTube, so I don't have to ask you for money at all. But it would exclude it from this. I would also exclude it from videos that are embedded on someone else's website. All right, you can see it's starting to go down quite a bit. Now, one of the things that Google does, and they're tricky about it, is they hide some of the most important stuff. So you see this little link right here for additional settings? I'm going to click on that. It's going to bring up these 4 boxes here. Now, devices, I'm going to set specific targeting for devices. You can do what you want. I would always take this off. Take that off. That's going to cost you a lot of money if you don't take that off. Take off TV screens. I would take off tablets. Now, I'll tell you what I do, but I'm not going to tell you to do what I do in this situation. I know that where I run ads for life insurance, I have better success on mobile only. I just have better results. Cheaper cost per leads, more volume. However, it's important that wherever you're running them, if you're running them in Pennsylvania or wherever, let the data tell you what to run it on. And what I mean by that is I would probably leave these open to start with. And if you find that you're getting a lot of leads from mobile and none from computers and you're spending a lot of money on computers, well, then take it off. And if you find it the opposite, then vice versa. So I usually do mobile phones only, but I'm going to tell you, you should probably do both to begin with if you've never run ads before. Eric says, okay, I'll play you overnight. Every night, I'll play your videos. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Just put it on the background. You don't have to have the volume up. Who cares? No, hopefully you guys like the content on my channel and you guys get value out of it. Okay, so I do that. The other thing that's really important is this little bad boy right here, frequency capping. You got 2 options. You can cap the impression frequency or the view frequency. If you aren't aware, a view defined by Google is when somebody watches 30 seconds or more of your video, or they click on it, or they watch it to completion. That's a view. So when you get a YouTube ad shown to you and you skip it immediately, that was just an impression. That wasn't a view. And so I don't want to cap impressions. Impressions are free. I'm okay showing you my ad every time you get on the platform. I'd want to cap it, though, for you if you've seen it a certain amount of times in a certain amount of time period. You've lost some views now that your kids have their own channel to plug. I got to make we shot a video from my son's channel. He just wants to have a YouTube channel because his friends have YouTube channels. And so I'm like, okay, we'll make a YouTube channel. And yeah, I want to help him out. It's a feel-good thing. We do it together. It's fun. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 per month. So let me tell you my philosophy on this. 3 per month. Let's assume that somebody was asleep at the wheel, not literally, but they were asleep at the wheel on their online and they saw your ad and they didn't skip it. Maybe it was in a different tab or whatever. I'll give you a freebie view. I'll pay for that. Let's say you get another view, you click on it, and but if the kids are crying in the next room, or your wife needs you, or husband, whatever the case is, you leave, you don't complete the form. That's another view. I'm gonna give you those, right? If that happens a third time, I'm gonna stop showing you my ad for the next month because I don't want you wasting my money. Like, take action, will you? So I cap my view frequency. All right. Now, that's important to do. You can do an ad schedule when you want to run your ads. I don't mess with this, honestly. I find that I get a lot of leads on the weekends. Even though I'm not technically working, if you got a good CRM, then, let the automation do its job. But I like to run it all the time. You can say, look, I only want to run this ad Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Your results will suffer in that you won't get as much volume, but to each their own, however you want to do that. We're going to skip giving it a name. Now, here's where we do our targeting. We always do, I'm going to go back up here. We always do location. That's a form of targeting, right? We're targeting a location. I always do demographics. Demographics is this stuff right here. And what I would typically do is I would typically probably do this, and it depends on what you're selling. If you're selling final expense, well, then obviously leave that open. But I leave it kind of open like this, and I allow the data to tell me where my best leads are coming from a cost per lead standpoint. And if you're like, we have a person in our program, his name is Doug. He writes life insurance in like 46 states, and we found we don't care about cost per lead anymore. We don't care about it because we have that pretty darn set. What we're optimizing for is now cost per sale based on these demographics. So one thing I'm working with him on is, okay, yeah, you've got really cheap leads at 35 to 44, but you're not selling any of those. You're doing a really good job selling 45 to 54, even though your lead cost is higher. Guess which one we're now prioritizing? We're prioritizing this one. So he's closing issued apps, meaning went from lead to sales call to issued to submitted application to issued policy. He's converting about 8%. 8%. So he submits more apps. He talks to more people. They don't close them, but he's closing with commissionable dollars 8%, and they're almost all coming. We got his ad now to where we're only running it to this group of people, right? And that's money. His average app premium wise is like $1,800, and he's paid well over that. So it's very profitable for him when he's getting $10 leads. So if you just figure $10 leads, okay, he gets 100 leads. That's $1,000 in ad spend for 100 leads. He's out of those 100 leads, he's getting commission on 8 apps at that rate. So he's submitting what's 1,800 times 8, and he's getting that. So he's making money. Doug is making money. So, but to start, you want to think about your ads where it's a little bit more open. You might even want to do this. I don't do 18 to 24 because I found that people who I even issue at that age, the premiums are so small. It's not profitable. So think about that as well. But you can leave this open, or you can do what I do and maybe start like that. Leave the rest open. So we do this on every single ad. Demographics, locations. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to do audiences. And where I'm going to tell you to begin is just do the in-market audience for life insurance. Okay, in-market audience for life insurance. This is going to be people, if you've paid any attention to any of the videos that we've made, in-market is people who Google knows has an affinity or interest in that because of the things that they searched for, the content that they've watched, the websites that they visited. It's been able to pinpoint that user as being having an interest in life insurance. Now, it's a two-edged sword because it's possible they could have just got life insurance, and Google doesn't know that yet. You can see our numbers going down, too. So I will tell you to start just simply with one in-market audience for life insurance. Let me see what Norris Financial says. Regarding targeting states or metro areas, why do you target a large area instead of divide by region so that the money goes further and your follow-up can send local text numbers? Regarding targeting states or metro areas, why do you target a large area instead of divide by regions? My money doesn't. So when I target a large area, so for example by state, it's already going to optimize for the location there as well. So I'll give you an example. I do a lot of ads in the state of California. It's where my home base is. It's where I'm from. It's where all my clients are for the most part. When I do the entire state of California, I feel like I should let me actually get on camera here. When I do, nope, come on, Nick. When I target the state of California, I'm targeting the entire state from Chula Vista, or that's down south, Chula Vista down south to Wairika, California, and everywhere in between. Big area, a lot of people, millions and millions and millions and millions of people, like 50 million people. It's already going to optimize for the location that it does well in. So I find that it already starts to do well in the city of Los Angeles, or the city of San Francisco, or other metro areas. So you could, if you want to split test and you know you want to optimize for a certain location manually, I could break it down by county. I could run different. I can do that. I can say run it to and I can split out my location targeting that way. I find that it doesn't really accomplish what I'm thinking it's going to accomplish. It's going to optimize for the best result anyway. And I can still go in on the data and see where leads are coming from, see where conversions are coming from, and I can exclude those areas if I want to. No, Brent, his is 8% of all leads. So he gets 100 leads. He talks to 30 of them. He closes on the phone 15 of them, right? Like that, like within 30 days. And then they issue 8 of those. So it's total leads. It's not of the people that he talks to. It's all leads. And that's within, he's submitting that. It's within a 6-week period because it goes through underwriting. I hope that answers your question. I don't know what his contact rate is, to be honest with you. He's got a team of people. I don't know what his contact rate is. I'll ask him, though. It's a good question. What's the close rate? That's what we're working on about. All right, so let me go back now to, let's go back here. All right, so we're gonna do life insurance, and just to kind of show you what I was talking about. So this is 170 people. That's not, or impressions. It's not a lot, right? So that's why it might be good to mix in other stuff. And you can see this number will jump up considerably. 1.5 million impressions, right? California is a much bigger market than Arizona. So you get the idea how that works. That's why I encourage you guys to cast as wide of a net as you can location-wise. All right, so we're not going to do anything right now in keywords, topics, or placements, and we're not going to do anything else in any of the targeting. We're just going to leave it alone. If you have a very complicated product, you're just dead set that you want to sell, what you want to sell, like the life insurance, like whole life, or it's like it's fun. It's like you can be your own bank. Like you want to sell like those kind of complicated products, then you're probably not doing in-market audience. This is a very broad audience. You probably want to get specific with either keywords or a custom intent audience, which I'm not going to go into because I want to keep this simple. I'd rather you guys just implement on the basics than try to get all geeky with it. All right, so we're going to leave that alone. Now we're going to plug in our video, and I'm just going to pull one up here just for illustration purposes. All right, let's do this.
When writing is your passion, it's real-world performance.
I'm just going to plug that in. Obviously, this needs to be your video. You're not going to run somebody else's video as an ad. You will get shut down for that. I'm not going to hit submit on this, by the way. So you do that, and you're going to put in your final URL. And so you're going to do www.websites.com/insurance for smokers. I'm just typing things out to try to make it a long URL. Smokers who live in Alabama. All right, so Obviously, that is a very long URL, and we don't want that to show up. When I hit next, it's going to automatically pull it over. So one thing you want to do is you just want to take out everything after the .com. Leave it as website.com, and that would be that. What people will do is they'll try to run gimmicks, and they'll try to run like bit.lys or short links or redirects. Don't do that. Let me say it again. There's two ways to get your ad account shut down fast. One is with the billing issue. You try to use a prepaid card or a card that has a balance on it, or from Google, or Google thinks you're trying to be manipulative. They'll shut you down. They're very tight on billing stuff. Very tight. Too tight. The other way is by trying to game the system. If Google thinks you're trying to make a fool out of Google, or you're trying to trick Google, like Google has a superiority complex. And if you try to go, well, hey, let me do a bit.ly link, or let me do www.lifeinsurance.com when that's not your website, anything like that, Google will suspend your account. And it's hard getting your account back. It's not easy. Don't do it. Just go with whatever the website is. If it's surveygizmo.com, if it's if it's leadpages.com / just go with that. You're focusing on something that people don't pay attention to anyways. It doesn't matter. So don't do anything stupid by using a short link or bit.ly. Just use your regular website. All right. Now our call to action is this button right here. It's the blue button. And you can see what it looks like on desktop. You're familiar with this. This is what it looks like. And you're going to give this get quote. Don't be cute. Don't be silly. Don't try to be confusing. Don't be cute and clever. Just be direct and simple. You've only got 10 characters here to mess with, so don't do that. Headline, life insurance. You can do life insurance. You can do something like save your family, whatever. That's not going to fit, but you can get a little bit more creative here. But I'm assuming life insurance has to be a part of it. That's why I just leave it as life insurance. I want people to know exactly what they click on. And you can see again, it's going to display right here. Get quote, life insurance. It's going to have your website name under there. If you're running this on desktop, then you can upload an image, because you might be familiar with this. You can upload an image that will stay here no matter if they skip your video. This call to action right here, get quote, with a custom graphic that you design, can do that. I'm gonna upload one. It's not gonna be one that works on this because I'm just gonna use one that I already have. Let's just do. Oh, there you go. Don't wait to die. Don't wait to die to use your life insurance. That's what I already have in there. So that's going to stay in there no matter what. And that call to action, they can click on it. It's clickable on desktop. And that is how you create your life insurance ad. Guys, this is not too hard. This can be done with anything. So if you have any questions, ask them. The job of the ad is to get people over to your landing pages, to get them into, hopefully if you're using Ninja Quarter, it's getting them into Ninja Quarter and to fill the stuff out, to see a result, to apply for it, and for that to get instantly delivered to you. It gets instantly delivered to your inbox. If you have a CRM that works in Ninja Quarter, you can put that in there, and that's going to help you. I mean, this script, I want you guys to go back. I'm not going to put it in the comments because I want you guys to watch the video. I'm trying to get my watch time up. Watch the video, and you have the script right there. So I want to just pause here. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I put this stuff out because I want to help you. So do me a favor, hit like on this video. We need a lot more likes here. We got 23 people watching. We got 9 likes. Hurts my heart. But make sure you subscribe. And I want to pause here. I know we got a number of life insurance agents here. I would like to hear how you plan on using this. What I would tell you guys, and we're not going to go on too much longer, but what I would tell you is to make sure that you're filming in an area that is a visual hook. Some of you guys might have seen some of my previous life insurance ads, or some of our students' life insurance ads, or I tell them to go shoot it in a cemetery. Now, you don't have to do that, but you're definitely going to pay attention. You see an ad, someone walking through a cemetery, it's going to catch your attention. You can do it at a hospital. You could do it at a cemetery. You could do it at a bank, right? It's not as dramatic, but you want a visual hook. What would be a good video for this ad? I wrote that out. We wrote out that script. We talked about that early on in the video. So when this is done recording, go back and watch that. We wrote out a script for the video. Unless I'm misunderstanding your question. So, yeah, shoot somewhere and honestly shoot with your cell phone. It's gonna cut through the noise a lot better. Shoot your cell phone horizontal, and you're gonna see that it works really, really well, and it's gonna be great. So make sure that you guys are doing that. But I want to pause here. I'm gonna give this just another 30 seconds. If no one else has any questions that they want, I mean, my time. This is our time, so I want to make sure I'm answering your questions. Feel free to put that in the chat, and let me know what questions that you have, and how I can help you. I want to make sure you guys implement. I would love. I'll tell you where a lot of this idea came from. Brent, who's watching this, he posted in our free Facebook group for Major League Video Marketing, which if you're not in, I would encourage you to. I put the link in the description below. He posted that he went through it, or he did something, and he posted a video, and he got a lead from it, and he sold it. And that was really encouraging. That actually made me feel really good. Brent's not in our program. If he never does, I'm still stoked that he did it. Add subtitles or no? No, don't add subtitles. If someone's watching, so they're seeing an ad, they have their volume turned up because they want to watch a video already, so no need to run subtitles. What would you do differently for a high net worth client, i.e. ad for premium financing? I'd be kind of a little bit more vague in that, Chris, and I would save that for a sales call. I would talk about a way that they can, I'm unfamiliar with premium financing for life insurance, so this might sound weird, but talk about how there's a way for them to finance it for, I don't know if there's a way, makes them eligible, makes it possible. I'm familiar with how premium financing for life insurance works, so you caught me off guard there. What video editing software do you use again? I use Adobe Premiere. If you're a part of Major League Video Marketing, you get access to my team of video editors. We edit all the videos for our members. We try to turn them around within 24 to 48 hours at the latest, and you simply just shoot your content on your video on your phone or your camera, send it into my team, and they'll do it for you. So you don't have to learn how to do editing if you're part of our program. Only 300 premium finance cases written per year. Yeah, I'm very unfamiliar with it. I would not use a VSL. I wouldn't. You can, but I just take them to the quoting page. Let them see the ad, take them to a quoting page, let them apply, and then follow up from there. And that should be, the goal isn't your follow-up. The goal is going to be what processes you have, what your sales process is. So I mean, if you're doing anything that's kind of fancy like that, I would try to build more mystery and a little bit more intrigue. I'm trying to think. I don't know the reasons why people would want to finance premium if they're needing that. I don't know. Obviously, it happens. I don't know what the reasons are for them doing that. I know it's a big premium, but why don't they have life insurance already? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, it's not. There's not a lot of them, and I understand that they're big policies. But again, when you go fishing for Loch Ness Monster, there's only one Loch Ness Monster. In fact, there's no Loch Ness Monster. Spoiler alert. But you think that there's one. There's only one of them, and so it's hard. It's harder. All right. So I'm gonna give this just a second longer. If you guys have no other questions, I see a number of people watching is going down, so people are probably bouncing out a little bit. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. We do this every other week, so if you're not in the Major League Video Marketing Facebook group for the free group, then join, because I'm gonna put a post out either today or tomorrow where I'm gonna ask you guys which one you want next. I hope this was valuable. I hope you liked it. I hope you don't feel like you didn't get any value out of this. So make sure that you are in our group. I'm going to put a poll out. Let me know which one, vote on it, which one you guys want next, and we'll do it. We'll do it. And I'm happy to show you guys. So thank you guys so much for jumping in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment on this video. If you're watching a replay, I'll do my best to respond to any questions that come up.